All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Asian Americans Advancing Justice, AAJC's 28th Annual American Courage Award. Thank you so much for being here. It really is a pleasure to be joined by so many advocates, leaders, community members, and allies, both in person and on the live stream. So, as you know, we're honoring major change makers and standouts, and we just want to give them a lot of love. So we want you to use the hashtag American Courage Awards, whether you are watching from home on the live stream or maybe watching from this room, looking fabulous, by the way. So actually, I was thinking maybe we just take this time right now, since I know a lot of people want to get to know each other. If you are watching us on the live stream, take a selfie. Maybe you're watching from the couch in your PJs. I don't care. Take a picture. Get to know someone at your table right now. We are doing this. So get your phones out and snap a picture with someone who's sitting next to you. We're going to take 30 seconds to do this. And yes, tweet it. Put it on Facebook, Instagram. It doesn't matter. You're going to be doing this a lot tonight, okay? I'm going to give you a shot. I'm going to do one too. Okay, did you do it? I see it happening. Use the hashtag American Courage Awards. Awesome. All right, give yourselves a big round of applause. You have great lighting. You look wonderful. Oh, yeah, let's take one real quick. Okay. Thank you. Okay, we're going to be doing that a lot tonight. So let's keep it going. I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Michelle Lee, and I'm really honored to be your MC tonight. This is the second year that I've been able to come, so thank you. I actually work in St. Louis as a news anchor, so if you're ever coming through St. Louis, look me up. I work at the NBC affiliate, and I wake up at 2:30 every morning, and then I just flew here. So if I'm not making sense at some point, that's why. I just want to let you know. Set you up for the expectations. But 2 years ago, I actually co-founded a national nonprofit with my friend and fellow journalist, Gia Vang. She is in the middle there, and she works at NBC Bay Area. She's an anchor there. But we actually launched this foundation, and we called it the Very Asian Foundation. Oh, you know it, okay. Well, if you don't know, we launched it because it was our way of responding to a racist viral voicemail, and it did kind of spark this movement around the world for a moment in time, and it's just been so humbling and very wild. I will tell you this just because we have worked with Asian Americans Advancing Justice, AAJC, on this, and would love to partner, but we impact people in 3 ways mostly. So we launched the May Book Project, which now has impacted about 80,000 students across 14 states, and now the Philippines and Canada as well. But it gives Asian American books to libraries, and it's really a way to support belonging, mental health and wellness, and also support curriculum in all the places that we live, because where I live in Missouri, I'm not so sure that we're going to have mandatory curriculum, but on the other side of the river in Illinois, we do. But we also have the Creators Microgrant Program, which we give money to creatives, and then we support events like this, because this is what we do as journalists. We love doing this in our communities, and so I just want to say I'm so honored to do this work. And if you happen to be, is anyone from Wisconsin? Yes, okay, yes. Okay, well, we're going to be doing an event in Madison, Wisconsin this weekend on Sunday with Helen Zia and the Vincent Chin Institute. And then what about Seattle? Anyone in Seattle? Okay, all right. So we're going to be doing an event in Seattle in 2 weeks in Bellevue, and we're honoring a bunch of creatives, including a guy named Jonathan Spizzato. He is the founder of a platform called Joy Sauce, and you have to check it out because it is so joyful for Asian Americans. But that being said, supporting and partnering with so many people is what we love doing, and that is why we are here tonight, because we are honoring the legacy work of Advancing Justice AAJC, which is, of course, as you know, an organization that strives towards justice for everybody. And of course, you know this work is not easy. So we just want to say thank you so much to all of our sponsors and everyone in this room or watching on the live stream. You are so important to this work and really vital players in ensuring the protection of Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander civil rights. So, we're here to honor some amazing trailblazers through this organization that really does brave and courageous work every single day. So, I am delighted to invite one of our very own to the stage to present our first award. Niyathi Shah is the Director of Litigation at Asian Americans Advancing Justice, AAJC. She oversees a wide profile of cases and a staunch defender of civil liberties. She is also joined by co-counsel in the Hobbs case, Sadiq Husseini from Latham and Watkins. So please give a round of applause. Thank you, please. Thank you. That's for you. Perfect.
Thank you, Michelle. Ever since its inception, the American Courage Awards have been a celebration of civil rights trailblazers, and it's an honor to be here today and help present the Changemaker Award to this next honoree. And I know my co-counsel Sadiq Husseini wanted to be here in person, but he's doing college visits with his daughter, and so was unable to make it. But he did take time out to make a very special message in this video.
How do you honor a trailblazer like Norman?
This year's Changemaker Award honoree is May Tiwamangkala, who embodies the ultimate spirit of a trailblazer, inspirational, passionate, and capable of mobilizing their communities and beyond to unite and drive real, substantial change. May's experience of being incarcerated for 2 years inspired them to advocate for Arizona's disenfranchised women in prison and expose the state's prison labor exploitation. Now, May is the Advocacy Director for Arizona AANHPI for Equity, where they lead a wide array of social justice initiatives to advance democracy, particularly around fighting legislation that threaten and target voting rights, immigrant communities, and communities of color. I had the great honor personally of working closely with Asian Americans Advancing Justice AAJC to represent May and Arizona AANHPI for Equity as our client in crucial litigation challenging Arizona voter purge laws. May was such a beacon, so stalwart in their support of litigation where we obtained first a preliminary injunction and then ultimately trial victory. And on the witness stand itself, never an easy thing for anyone. Talk about unflappable. So poised, so powerful, so persuasive in speaking for their communities and for all Arizonans. May is remarkable and epitomizes the notion that one voice, clear, driven, unflinching, can make all the difference.
So we are continuously awed by May's leadership and impact. To be honest, they're my kind of model minority, not afraid to be vulnerable, one who turns adversity into opportunity and advocate both for themselves and the community with grace, and, dare I say, on theme with tonight, a lot of courage. Now, it is my honor and privilege to present the Changemaker Award to May Tiwamangkala.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Let me get my speech ready, because I knew I would get choked up. It's very hard for me to, just talk about the work that I do, because I'm always thinking about, work. But, all right, here it goes. I would like to first thank AAJC for honoring me as the Changemaker of the Year and acknowledging the work that we have been doing in Arizona. Yes. So, I've been living in Arizona for the past 15 years, and when I first moved there, people told me I was the first Asian American that they have met. I moved there to discover myself and to make my own life outside of what my family had already set up for me. Because of our strong family values, everyone I met in Arizona felt like family, no matter where I met them. The way my family shows love is through acts of service, which is why I got into this work. Although I'm grateful to receive this award, I would like to acknowledge that I couldn't have gotten this far without the people who surrounded my life and for the Thai culture I grew up on. Thai culture and Buddhism are greatly intertwined, and selflessness is ingrained deep into our DNA. In the Thai language, people avoid using terms such as you or I, because Thai people see everyone as part as ourselves. We are one. The women I met while incarcerated are a part of me. The organizers I work in coalition with are a part of me. The people deported from Arizona because of SB 1070 are a part of me. That is why I feel fortunate to work at Arizona AANHPI for Equity, where we fight for a more just and compassionate society. It is so important to do this work because there are some that want to divide us and to spread hate. And they don't see the value of other cultures contributing to this country. We need to get back to living together in harmony where we can get to addressing the climate crisis that we are facing now. I want to end the speech by thanking the people I brought here with me today, my mom, my executive director, and my partner. Yes. So right. Yes. Thank you, Mom, for teaching me leadership and strength. Thank you, Jen, for always believing in me. And thank you, Katie, for being more selfless than me and showing me how to be a supportive partner, or showing how a supportive partner should be. And thank you all for being here to celebrate courage and advocacy. Thank you.
Anywhere you want to go. Oh, don't forget your award. Thank you, May. Thank you to Mom for being here, and partner and executive director too. Oh my gosh, we are one. I love that. All right, well, our next award recognizes a person or a corporation that has developed an innovative approach to successful community empowerment. And our next presenter really knows a thing or two about that, and he is one of our own as well. So please welcome our esteemed board member and Senior Vice President of 88 Rising, Jason V, to the stage to name our Bridge Builder Award.
Good evening, everyone. It's my great honor to introduce tonight's recipient of the 2024 Bridge Builder Award, Sephora, represented by George Excel Brujian Machinga, Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion. Everyone knows Sephora. In fact, it's a secret to my daily skincare regime. But perhaps what you may not know is that Sephora has consistently demonstrated a commitment to creating inclusive spaces, going beyond its role as a beauty industry leader to ensuring that people from all walks of life feel seen and are valued and celebrated. In 2020, Sephora was the first major retailer to take the 15% pledge, ensuring that 15% of the shelf space is dedicated to Black-owned brands. This bold action represents a step in the right direction for fair representation and equality on our shelves, and it has set an example for the entire retail industry to follow. Beyond products, Sephora's commitment to fostering belonging extends to how they care for their clients, partners, and employees, with initiatives like their We Belong to Something Beautiful campaign, an accelerator program focused on brands of founders of color, and diversity initiatives for their workforce and in their stores. Sephora continues to show that inclusion isn't just a value, it's a practice. George Excel, under your tremendous leadership, Sephora has helped to redefine what it means to build bridges between communities, and we are so thrilled to celebrate this work tonight. Please join me in welcoming George Excel to accept the 2024 Bridge Builder Award, that's a mouthful, on behalf of Sephora. Let me see.
Thank you, everyone. My God, but he said it all. Wonderful. Thank you again. First, I would like to thank John, obviously, the entire Asian Americans Advancing Justice board and team for this amazing recognition. So for me, I've been a D&I practitioner for 20 years, so it's an incredible honor to accept the Bridge Builder Award on behalf of Sephora. There are several things why, we are so proud at Sephora. And obviously, one of them is that this award is truly a testament to our unwavering commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, which are truly a cornerstone of our brand. At Sephora, when we think about our D&I mission, it's truly about championing all forms of beauty fearlessly and to build inclusive environments for our employees, our clients, our communities we serve, and especially, obviously, the AAPI community. So tonight, I would like to share this award, obviously, with my team in the room. Over there, Maria Michelle. And with every single member of the Sephora family in our stores, in our distribution centers, and in our offices. So for us, it's truly important to foster inclusion, and you see it when you see, the representation of Asian leaders in our teams at 19%, or when we visit our stores and you see, obviously, all those multiple Asian-founded brands. And also, we are so grateful for the work we've been doing with Asian Americans Advancing Justice, AAJC. This has been phenomenal and fantastic. We've been working with them. They've been a trusted partner and advisor also to our D&I work. So we are very grateful for that. So I will close by saying that our promise to you, our promise to you as a Sephora team is that we will never stop building a community where diversity is expected. Okay, yes? We agree on that, yes? Self-expression is honored, yes? All are welcomed, yes? We agree on that? And most importantly, you are included. Thank you.
Thank you. One more round of applause for Georgia Sell. Also, Jason, do you think you could put your skincare routine on social media with the hashtag American Courage Awards? That'd be great. All right, I do want to switch it up just a little bit here and invite to the stage a bright and powerful young voice. Tara Prakash is the first Youth Poet Laureate of Maryland, and tonight she will be sharing her award-winning poem from University Hollis's Nancy Thorpe Poetry Contest. Y'all, she is so talented. She is also the founder to Write, which is a nonprofit bringing writing to underserved communities. I also found out she's a senior. She is looking for colleges, if anyone has any hints, and she wants to be a journalist, so let's help her out. Come on, Tara. And your poem, On Erosion, that's what you're doing tonight, right? Okay. One more round of applause.
Hi, everyone. It's an honor to be here and an honor to serve as the inaugural Maryland Youth Poet Laureate. And I'll be reading a poem called On Erosion. And just for some background, I have like a fixation with memory in my work, especially after like watching my aging grandparents, both sets who live really close by to me, and seeing them kind of like decline in health the last few years. So this piece kind of intersects my focus on aging and memory with my love of the outdoors. On erosion. I bend down to kiss the grass and call it prayer. My jeans smudge with dirt at the kneecaps. Behind me, the swing set groans with age. I say I love this place out loud. How sprawled out here, I can feel the world's soily belly breathe alongside mine. The fat red-white woodpecker at the edge of the field beats bark into heartbeat, lined up with my own. I don't think I'm any different from this place. The cloud above me looks like the dome of a button mushroom, a large curved puff of white. Maybe when I am old and lying on my bed beneath a cardinal red comforter and my chest feels filled with sticky sap and my voice croaks like a yellow-bellied bullfrog by the lakeside, I will wake up, and the blue river veins in my hand will be pressed into smooth brown skin again, and I will be sprawled out here on the grass, inhaling honeysuckle, and wind will brush away my hair like a mother's hand. Maybe right now, if I ask for rain, the clouds will break open like the leaves hugging the arm of the willow, pinned to the edge of my childhood playground, where years ago I climbed high enough to let the sun hit my throat, where I held the branch and leaned forward, my sweaty palms pressed against the coarse skin, the bark-covered body holding me like a promise, where I swung toward the ground, where I dropped to soft soil and ran, my small body tumbling into tall grass where I stopped, crouched, to let my footsteps catch up to me, my shadows stretched by afternoon sun, my breath stumbling into breeze. Wind breaks the cloud above me into wispy strands of white. The sky spins and the crescent moon moves with it. Supple bodies always crack with age. River erodes rock. This is how the world is. I close my eyes and wait for the sky to come to a gentle stop. Tears wash down my sandstone cheeks, but everything around me is dry. Thank you.
That was so powerful, Tara. Can we make sure you get a picture? Okay, because we have to make sure that we get this online as well. Okay, get your flowers. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh. Well, in 2022, Advancing Justice, AAJC, introduced a new award in honor of the late Norm Mineta. This award celebrates the next generation of leaders. And before we meet this year's recipient, we want to share a brief video. And I know that I've been saying, take pictures, take videos. But out of respect, this is the only time I'm going to ask you not to take pictures or videos so that we can be present and share this moment and this special tribute together. And also want to give special thanks to the Mineta family and the Mineta Legacy Project.
Norman Y. Mineta, who, despite experiencing the pain of an unjust incarceration by his own government, led a life of unparalleled service and duty that inspired countless others to follow in his footsteps, whose integrity and passion earned the respect of all who knew him. While driven to change the nation he loved for the better, never lost sight of our most vulnerable and marginalized communities, and was deeply committed to increasing Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander participation at all levels of government. How do you pay tribute to a man who represents the very best of America?
In honor of Secretary Norman Mineta and his life in public service, Asian Americans Advancing Justice, AAJC, is proud to announce the Norman Y. Mineta Spirit Award, which will honor individuals who exemplify Norm's courage and dedication to community in protecting and advancing civil and human rights for all.
We thank Norm Mineta for his service to our communities and to our country. Norm knew so well the importance of young leaders. He mentored so many of us during his time. And when he mentored us, he got to know us. For Norm, it was important to know people's names, not because they were famous, or not because of their titles, but rather he knew that getting to know people would result in people being better servants for our country. We want to honor Norm and his spirit with this award, because the best way to honor his legacy is to continue fighting for the dreams and ideals for which he believed.
No better way to honor Norman's legacy than through the annual presentation of our Norman Y. Mineta Spirit Award, given to a youth advocate whose community-centered leadership has exemplified dedication, compassion, and resilience benefiting Asian Americans on a local or a national level. So please welcome Maya Lubin to present our next award. All right, Maya.
Good evening. Good evening. I am so thrilled to be here with our Asian American Advancing Justice, AAJC family. And thank you, Michelle, for that introduction. As we know, the last year has been a rough one for diversity, equity, and inclusion. But the recipient of this year's award has been dedicated to preserving educational equity and uplifting historically underrepresented communities on their campus. As a current student at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, she founded the school's Affirmative Action Coalition to work with university leaders to dismantle stereotypes around Asian Americans and race-conscious admissions, and acknowledge the power of diversity in providing a well-rounded education. Please join me in congratulating the 2024 Norman Y. Mineta Spirit Award winner, Sarah Zhang.
Hi. I don't have anything as interesting as like Taylor Swift announcing a Grammy or anything, or announcing an album. But firstly, thank you so much to AAJC for hosting this incredible event and bringing so much of us together. Higher education is under attack right now for historically resilient communities. Not only did we lose the affirmative action case this past year, but in North Carolina, where I go to school, DEI has been banned across 16 of the state's public universities this past summer. That means that the state legislature is no longer funding any DEI programs across these colleges, and it's incredibly devastating to see the impacts. For instance, this year, Black student enrollment at UNC has dropped to 7% in a state which has a 22% Black student population. And they're further getting their community centers, their cultural clubs taken away from them. As Asian Americans, we need to stand in solidarity with these other historically resilient communities and come together and create community and fight for educational equity. However, I am so optimistic and hopeful to see so many people here today who care about educational equity and diversity, and I know that when we come together and create community, we can achieve so much. So thank you all so much for being here, and let's keep the fight going.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much for all of your work and the inspiring words. And don't you think when we think about the next generation and all the passionate student advocates like yourself, it's just really humbling to see the vision and also the passion that you have. So thank you so much. Well, now it gives me great pleasure to introduce someone to you who has worked very hard on nearly every single important legislative and policy priority affecting the Asian American and Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander community. Crystal Ka'ai has been so hard at work. Where is Crystal? Oh, okay, hi, sorry. Has been so hard at work highlighting the inequities faced by Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. She is actually the first Native Hawaiian to take on a big role in the administration, and if you don't know what it is, it rhymes with Xiampi. She's here in her personal capacity, though. But, I really love working with Crystal. She's so amazing, and she gives people a perspective of what our challenges are in our community, which has really not had a voice on the national floor in DC. So Crystal, please come up to the stage, give her a big round of applause to present the American Courage Award.
Well, thank you for that, Michelle. And yes, I'm here in my personal capacity, but just want to really thank John Yang and AAJC for all of your tremendous work. Tonight, I have the privilege of presenting the 2024 American Courage Award to 4 extraordinary individuals whose resilience in the face of injustice serve as a powerful reminder of why we must remain vigilant in defending the rights of all Americans. Dr. Gang Chen, Dr. Anming Hu, Dr. Franklin Tao, and Dr. Xiaoxing Xi are not only world-class scientists who have made groundbreaking contributions to their respective fields, but they are also champions of justice, having endured baseless accusations of espionage under the China Initiative. These scientists faced unimaginable challenges as they fought to clear their names and restore their professional standing, all while advocating for the rights of others caught in similar situations. Their perseverance, their courage, and their dedication to both science and justice have paved the way for important conversations about racial profiling, the dangers of xenophobia, and the impact of flawed government policies on the Asian American community. By sharing their stories, they have helped to shift the narrative and have become symbols of resilience to all of us. It is my great honor to welcome Dr. Gang Chen, who will accept this award on behalf of himself and his esteemed colleagues, Dr. Anming Hu, Dr. Franklin Tao, and Dr. Xiaoxing Xi. Please join me in recognizing their tremendous courage and contributions to both the science and civil rights.
Thank
Thank you. First, let's extend our heartfelt gratitude to AAJC, Asian American Advancing Justice, for this honor. It's a bittersweet award, reminding us of the many scientists wrongfully prosecuted by our own government. As immigrants, we came to this country seeking freedom and opportunities. Here, we advanced science and technology, educated future leaders, and raised our families. Yet, our American dream was shattered by prejudice. I mean, Franklin and I faced a wrongful prosecution under the China Initiative, or Xiaoxing was unjustly charged earlier. The discrimination against the Asian Americans has a long history, from the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 to the encampment of Japanese Americans during World War II, to the FBI's Chinese scientist program running between 1960s to 70s. In fact, my own PhD advisor, former UC Berkeley Chancellor Chang, who was the inaugural recipient of this award, was among those targeted. We have seen many injustices with cases like Chen Xuesen, Wenhuo Li, Sherry Chen, Xiaoxing Xi, and culminating in the China Initiative. The government cases failed, but careers were ruined and families traumatized. We should remember what Martin Luther King wrote from Birmingham prison. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Unfortunately, some politicians didn't learn history, disregard the truth. A few weeks ago, the House passed Bill 1368, reinstating the China Initiative, which is also included in the 2025 appropriation bill. We must unite and fight for our rights. MIT professors have shown that by working together, we move mountains. More than 200 MIT professors signed an open letter after I was arrested, which ended with the resounding statement, "We are all Gang Chen." That really started a national movement that led to the downfall of the China Initiative. It also led to the creation of Asian American Scholar Forum. We have a wonderful leader, Gisela Kusakawa here. Thank you. And we learn, we have to have a seat at the table. We have to fight for a seat at the table. And on this front, AAJC, especially under Jiang Yang, and really set a great example for us. We thank AAJC for your leadership and for your advocacy. And by working together, we move mountains. Thank you.
I can't think of another example in this room tonight of how we need to move mountains together, right? Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. It's truly amazing. And it's just a reminder again, whether you show up as a volunteer or whether you support the work of the organization, or maybe this is the thing that you attend every single year, you are vital in ensuring the protection of Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander civil rights. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching on the live stream. Thank you for continuing to do the work that you do. Your work is critical, as I've mentioned, and the great thing is that we all have a wonderful leader who is hard at work every single day. So please give a huge round of applause for John C. Yang, the President and Executive Director of Advancing Justice, AAJC.
Thank you very much. It's always wonderful to be here, and I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate everyone that's watching on the live stream. And part of this, and even you could feel it from the energy, is for all of us, this is about being a family, right? It is about coming together, celebrating, but also having the courage to move forward, to move mountains. It gives me great pleasure to have such strong supporters. I want to highlight one aspect of our work, which is around technology and telecommunications. Maybe it's considered lesser known, but it's important, right? And specifically here, I want to give a big shout out to Google. Where is Chanel? I can't see with the lights, but Google has been a strong support, thank you, a strong supporter in making sure we have an understanding in our community of AI, of digital literacy, and in empowering our communities, our local communities, to have that. As you may have seen at the tables, we had 2 reports that came out this year on the digital divide that were sponsored by Comcast and by Charter. So thank you for that support. And it's important because the digital divide is something that sometimes people think this isn't something that the Asian American community cares about. But just as banking, just as employment, just as housing is a civil rights issue, digital empowerment is a civil rights issue. And so obviously all of this work comes through the hard work of volunteers. Among other things, the volunteers that I'm talking about is our board, our National Advisory Council. So I would like all of them to stand and be recognized. Thank you. But the real work is obviously done by our staff, our dedicated, energetic staff. And they are the ones that have the brilliant ideas. They take those ideas, make them into actions. From those actions, they create accomplishments for all of us, So I would like all of them to please stand, and please everyone give them a hearty round of applause. I will say that last fall, our staff wanted to be recognized as a union. And so, I'm proud to say that AAJC voluntarily recognized them as a union, and we are working together to try to make sure we understand the issues that face us as an organization and how we move democracy together. So I appreciate that work, and that's part of the hard work that we have in front of us. And I think the point that I want to make tonight is about how we advance democracy together. Note that I use the word advance democracy. It is not enough to talk about defending democracy. Rather, we must advance it. And advancing it requires the work of all of us in this room, in all the different ways that we can. You have heard about how our scientists are advancing democracy through their courage, their individual and collective courage in standing up against discrimination, against racial profiling, even as their very lives, their very families have been turned upside down. And through that, they have been able to demonstrate that we can move forward. Advancing democracy is about our local organizations like Arizona and AANHPI and May and the work that she does in empowering their local communities to making sure that they have the right to vote. Advancing democracy is about what our corporations do in this world, boldly standing up for diversity and recognizing that democracy means inclusivity for all of us, and making sure that these words, diversity, equity, and inclusivity, do not get politicized, do not get polarized during this time period. And advancing democracy includes our younger generation, includes our so-called youth who are already leaders. Just as immigrants, just as race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender are not barriers, should not be means for discrimination, just because you are younger should not be a reason that we do not listen to you. So these are all the different pieces to how we advance democracy together. It is not easy. It is messy at times. And we need to recognize that there are going to be forces that try to drive wedges in our community, with our community and other communities, but we need to stand together. We need to be able to talk to each other. We need to find ways to address these real problems at hand. Because it's not going to get easier. We recognize that it's not going to get easier. But at the same time, I am super positive about that. Because I know that there are all of these components. There's all of these components that we bring together. I am very appreciative that Crystal was the one that presented the award to the American Courage Award reception. Crystal is another demonstration of how we advance democracy through government and the role that government plays positively in our lives. We have Erica Moritsugu here, who is the Deputy Assistant to the President for the Asian American Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islander Affairs. Again, another example of how people make sacrifices to serve in public service. So all of these are the places that we come together. We need to continue to come together. And by doing that, I am confident, I am absolutely confident that advancing democracy will be something that we will continue to do and that we will feel proud of going into the future. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you, John. So this is the part of the program, where we're going to help you advance democracy with your wallet, okay? We're going to make it a little bit easier for John and everybody here. So let's bring up Judy Lamb and Javed Chowdhury. We're going to raise a lot of money, okay?
Thank you. Thanks, Michelle. What a great, exciting evening. Thanks to everyone for being here. We are so excited to be here together. I'm Judy Lamb. I'm a lawyer in California, and I practice with the firm of Maynard Nexsen, based in Birmingham, Alabama. And they stand here with me and with AAJC in this important work.
So let's be very clear about one thing. Judy, who I've known for a long time, does dance and kickboxing on the side. So if we don't get enough donations, we'll send her out into the audience. This is, I have to say before I'm Javed Chowdhury, by the way. I'm here under fake pretenses because I'm actually from Nairobi, Kenya, but they needed some diversity in the board of directors of AAJC. But I have to say, I was sort of smiling to myself when John and others asked us to do this. I said, we have to come up with some jokes. Well, Asians, we're not very good at jokes. So I asked my wife, Gail Key, who's sitting over there, a good Asian woman, to give me some quotes. And so she gave me a whole list of, Gandhi and, Martin Luther King, Confucius, Taylor Swift. I don't know. I didn't bring them with me because I thought you already know all of them. But this is definitely a very Asian event. The only thing that I noticed was we didn't have to take our shoes off before we came into the room. We didn't have to bow to anybody, although the great 4 scientists we saw up here, I would want to bow to them every day for the great work they have done and the sacrifices they have made. But with that, and I've promised a lot of my very dear friends in this room that I will not embarrass them by pointing out their failures. For example, my friend over there, who shall go unmentioned, I think if his company found out that he was sitting next to me last night eating beef, he might get fired because that's against his religious principles. So I'm going to suggest to him, for example, that he just put his flame up when the time comes without me having to say more. But Judy, please.
Yes. So we're here to celebrate the courage and also the achievements of AAJC as a leading voice across the nation for civil rights and for the voice of AAPI and AANHPI Americans. But we are coming together to strengthen that voice and to impact, double the impact. And this is where you all come in. You all have at your tables a flame, all right, looks like this, and it'll have a number. And so when you hear a number that corresponds to what you feel compelled to give, and whether you want to sing it, you want to yell it, you want to stand, and we just need to be sure that we see you. Raise it, stand up, stay standing, don't be shy. This is not the shy part of the program, this is the courageous part. And our staff will come over to you and take your pledge. And we want to make sure that everyone can participate, whether you donate $10,000 or you donate $100 or whatever it is that you want to donate. Every contribution is meaningful and important and impactful.
And you know, I think we don't have to make long speeches because you saw the inspiring work of some of the awardees. And the wonderful thing about it is, you know, this is AAJC for you. We look at the incredible, you know, scientists. We look at the people, you know, Norman Mineta. We look at the young woman from the initial laureate, you know, poet laureate. These are all wonderful people across the generations. And that's what we're doing here, and why this is the most unexciting part of the evening, but perhaps the most important because it will allow us to continue that work. So, well, maybe we can just, you know, this is an Asian organization. They gave us a script to speak to, which we already screwed up. But look, it's really very simple. We hope to raise something over about between $80,000 and $100,000. And so we're going to all have to roll up our sleeves, as it were, and get to work on figuring out how we do that, because it's very important to the work that we go forward on.
Okay, this is the part where we rip the Band-Aid off. All right, so we're going to start with, we call it bidding, or actually pledging your support. And why don't you kick us off with the big donation, and let's see where we go. And I want people to feel like this is your moment to participate at whatever the amount is, and we are so grateful for you and your presence.
Yeah, really, that's so important, and we don't you know, unduly want to pressure anybody. Just a little bit. So we will start with what we hope is a reasonable number, which is $10,000. And I'm looking at our dear board member.
$10,000 is a big number. Not everybody can write a check for that amount, and so, but some people are blessed, and we want you to be able to put that money into the best cause. Gina.
Although some people are scared of Judy. So my dad was born in Wyoming. My mom was born in Arkansas. Why? They were born during World War II in the Japanese internment camps. So I feel compelled to give $10,000 to AAJC Advancing Justice because my grandmothers deserve that honor, and I will never forget why we need organizations like AAJC. So who will join me? Who else feels compelled?
Thank you, Gina. Gina is... Thank you, Douglas. We're hoping that Gina's wonderful challenge can be met. So, Douglas, thank you very much. We hope there are other people who can help match that challenge. So we're looking around the room for anybody who... Thank you very much.
Please stay standing.
We can go in...
If you can stay standing, that would be great, and our staff will come over to you. But 10,000. Anybody else at 10,000? Come on, family. I know there's some of you in the startups. There's some of you who have sold your companies. All right. So the other thing that we could do to match Gina's generosity, and I'm trying not to cry here, is that if there are people who could group together your donations at your table or across your friends, 2,000 each, times 5, to meet 10,000. And feel free to organize.
I think we're already on our way there a little bit, but we hope we can do a little bit more.
Okay. Thank you,
Can we go
Gina.
to the next one?
Yeah, let's do. Let's do. So AAJC also stands for education. It has to be accessible and inclusive. And AAJC is at the forefront of paving the road for including AANHPI history in our education and for building a sense of belonging and engagement in the workplace and in our society. So at the $5,000 level, we are excited to thank Jacinta Titiali, who is a board member who couldn't be here tonight, but she has generously pledged $5,000 to get us started and to kick us off strong. So who else here can pledge $5,000 for AAJC? And just so you know the rules, like this. This is how it works. Yes, thank you. $5,000. Anybody else? Thank you.
I would like to, I'm also from Seattle, like Jacinta, and I would like to challenge other West Coast, which we all know is the best coast.
West Coast.
To join me in $5,000 for AAJC.
What a challenge. Thank you, Kim. Everyone from the West Coast, it is on. All right, West Coast, thank you very much.
We have East Coast representing.
Oh, okay. All right, $5,000. And the throwdown has, yes, thank you. Who is that? 5,000? 5,000?
I find this somewhat upsetting for us East Coasters. Somebody from the East Coast, Parkin, I'm looking at you, needs to step up to the plate and outdo the West Coast. All right. That was a pretty weak response. The East Coast can outdo that. So I'll start it off. I'll put in 5,000. And for anybody else from the East Coast who puts up 5,000, I'll match it. Okay.
Help us take Parkin's money. Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Gail. That's your money, too.
Well, it's my wife's money.
Thank you. Thank you, Gail. Anybody else?
Anybody else?
$5,000.
We need to.
East Coast? I'm feeling a little defensive. West Coast as the best coast. I'll pledge 5,000 with Kim. And we have another flame there, too. Andy.
Andy,
From the
thank you
center.
very much.
From the center. I don't mean to overlook the folks that are in the center. We would love your pledges too. We just think the East and the West are typical rivals. Okay, anyone else? $5,000, please. Don't be
Anybody
shy.
from the East Coast, really, we don't want to be, shown up by the West Coast people. These kind of crunchy granola, vegan people.
Yay!
Thank you, Douglas.
West Coast. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll move on then to the $2,500 level and looking to see who might start that off.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
Anurag.
That's right. That's right. That's
Thank
right.
you, Anurag.
Thank you so much. 2,500?
Anybody who can match him would be much appreciated. Okay.
500.
Anybody else? I'm looking at all the East Coasters I know here who might join Anurag.
Come on, guys.
Okay. Well, we keep moving. Judy, go ahead.
Well, I want to also mention that, AAJC launched the Asian Resource Hub It was the first ever culturally competent service directory and comprehensive hate incident map. These are the kinds of things that your donations will support, and that it will increase the impact and the reach that AAJC has across the country. And I feel like everyone else in this room must be just shy. And I'm in a room full, there's plenty of lawyers here. Why is it lawyers get shy when you ask for money? It just can't be. It can't be. I think there's some bankers in here too. And so, okay, we're at $1,000. All right, so it's dropped significantly. So for those, $1,000, thank you. Thank you so much, Jason B. Thank you. $1,000. Anybody else? $1,000, and there are many ways to give. Jane, yay! West Coast, thank you so much. And if you don't feel like raising your flame, there are many ways to give. There is a QR code in your program book. Please flag one of us or hail down one of our staff and give in whatever way that you want. This is the most fun way, but there's many ways to give, and we are happy to have you participate. We do have a board member who has issued a challenge at this level. For every $1,000 match, Yoon Young will match all $1,000 gifts up to a max of $10,000. So that each one of the donations can basically be doubled up to $10,000. And so if that's incentive, there's got to be some bargain hunters in this group. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. If you could stand, thank you so much. $1,000 times 2. What a bargain. All right.
You want to go on to the next one?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, well, we'll try to wrap this up here. I know that there's a couple of people who mentioned earlier today they don't feel comfortable putting their flame up, but they will contribute, and we appreciate them. Thank you very much. But we're coming up to the $500 level, and so I'm hoping that some of you can put your flame up. I'm going to throw in a side bet here. Every board meeting we've ever had, now for years, John Yang is always wearing that orange tie. So I'm going to take a side bet. We're going to buy him a couple of ties that are not orange. And as long as they're not red, we know why we say that. But $500 and a non-orange tie for John Yang. Looking for some flames here that are orange.
Some orange or the orange tie. Yay, Moss!
Moss.
Thank you.
Oh, well done.
Right. Well done. Thank you, Diana.
Thank
A
you.
new member of the bar. Thank you. 500.
Okay.
Anyone else? And I will say that it is great that everybody's kind of motivating everybody. So thank you. We are indeed family.
Keep going. Next page, I think. And
So now we're at the $250 level. And so I want you to know, thank you, this is at the $250 level, this is the lowest level that we will go. Doesn't mean that that's the lowest number we will accept. Please give your donations at any number, but this will be the time to participate. And there are so many things that your donations will go to cover. And so I want to see a huge ripple effect of flames and that this whole room is heated up with all of your donations at $250. Can I see everybody else who will donate at the $250 level for AAJC? Yay, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your courage. Thank you. Thank you so much to our honorees. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yay. Terrific. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kelly. Thank you.
okay, and online we have Kenzo with also donating. Thank you very much, Kenzo.
Thanks, Kenzo. Just started his own firm and still donating. So thank you. For those who came, this may be your first time, hearing about our mission. Maybe somebody brought you, twisted your arm. We appreciate you being here. Please feel free to give if you feel the mission moves you. Do help us to pay it forward.
Thank you. And look, this is not always the most fun part of any of these dinners. But if you just think about the amazing work that we have heard about and the work that the staff does day to day, day in and day out, you cannot but be inspired. These are folks who could be in large law firms, doing other things in big companies, but they have committed themselves to the incredible, holy mission of AAJC. And we who are on the board, are very honored to play a very small part in helping, we hope, to guide that direction. And it all takes money. So for all of you who have contributed, we're incredibly grateful. For those of you who perhaps weren't able to do it today, we hope you'll do it another day in another form. But thank you very much. We appreciate it. And Judy has a footnote. Lawyers always have footnotes.
Yes. We've got an update that tonight, thanks to all of you, we have achieved over $90,000 just in 15 minutes. So thank you, everyone. And our wonderful honorees, the scientists have donated over $1,000 just in that group. And so thank you so much, and we commend your work. So please stay, enjoy our company, and there's a silent auction portion and in the reception. Enjoy tonight, and thank you so, so much. Yeah, thank you, Vivian.
Well done.
Well done.
Thank you. You guys did a great job. Wait, what did you say? 15 minutes, $90,000. How about that? Great. And don't forget, we'll take your money at any time if you decide that you want to donate later. Any amount, too. So thank you. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Ultimately, I hope that you remember that even though we are faced with some very challenging times, our community is strong. We are strong, we are brave, we are courageous, and we are resilient. And I know that you will continue to do advocacy work in your community, and also, so very important, to stand in solidarity with our allies. So let's give it up one more time for Asian Americans Advancing Justice, AAJC. It really has been an honor to be your MC tonight, and I just had a wonderful time, so thank you very much. Before we go, I do have to give some housekeeping items as well. So for those of you who are online tonight watching, take a moment on social media to congratulate and thank all of our honorees for the work that they do. Remember, use that hashtag. What's the hashtag? Who said it? What's the hashtag? Yes, okay, thank you, yes. Please take lots of pictures. We just really want to give a lot of love to all of our folks online. We have several wonderful items in our silent auction right now, and you still have time to bid. The winners of each item will be informed during the post-event reception. That's going to happen in just a few minutes. So from 88 Rising, we have several concert options, including 2 VIP tickets to global icon and singer-songwriter Nikki's Buzz Tour, featuring her recently released album valued at $500. That is so amazing. You will also find a lovely 1996 bottle of Mouton Rothschild from Pollock, France. That's valued at $570. We have several special pieces of art that you've got to check out, including an original framed print of Blue Lotus by Jack LaRue and an original canvas of Ice Cream Truck by Mitchell Shore. And then you can enjoy a special night for 4 at Bar Chinois, which is recognized for its constantly evolving Chinese menu and French-inspired cocktail and wine program, which, by the way, was recently listed in the Michelin Dining Guide USA and the Washington Post Fall Dining Guide, valued at $250. So you can be the most popular friend if you win that one. And then we just encourage you to look at the full inventory of items in the Holman Lounge right after the program. But to close out the night, we've got our board chair, Kim Tran, from the best coast, the West Coast, to the stage. It has been my pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. I love watching Very Asian Foundation. Your creator's work is so amazing. Can we give another round of applause to Michelle Lee, our MC? You know, as we reflect upon this past year, it's clear. I mean, listen to our honorees and our awardees tonight. They've really created meaningful change for our community. And so I just want to thank May, Drs. Chen, Hu, Tao, and Xi for the outstanding bravery and unrelenting commitment you have shown in the face of adversity. It's very touching and very moving. To George Excel and Sephora, your work is so inspiring. I hope that other corporations and companies take your lead and continue to shine the light on diversity, equity, and inclusion, because it is really leading the example to really encourage the very inspiring but also creative ways that you're reaching out to the community. So thank you, and be a continued light for other corporations not to shy away from DE&I work. To Sarah and Thara, oh my gosh, Thara, your spoken word presentation, just the imagery was amazing. And Sarah, for your commitment to education and making sure that Asian Americans are included in the diversity of our education system. Thank you all. It is so inspiring to know that our future is in such good hands. You know, our work at AAJC is deeply tied to community. We look ahead to stand in larger solidarity with other organizations that are out there fighting systemic oppression. The work that we do here at Advancing Justice AAJC, we do not stand alone. We do not do this alone. We are proud to be advocates alongside other civil rights organizations. I know many of them are also here tonight, other communities, leaders, and continue this essential work. But you know, because I have the microphone right now, I'm going to take a moment and share a personal touch point. I know I have a couple of colleagues here from my parent company, Microsoft. In my day job, I am an attorney at GitHub. Microsoft is our parent company. But one of the things that we launched with AAJC and with AJ SoCal, Judy mentioned it, it was the Asian Resource Hub. And this was in collaboration with employee networks at Microsoft, seeing the importance of data visualization and working with AJ SoCal and AAJC to launch the Asian Resource Hub this February. So I encourage every one of you to visit the website, and you can see through the storytelling how we're documenting, responding to, and supporting each other through anti-Asian hate. You know, like John said, the journey of advancing democracy is so critical to what we do. But it's a marathon, right? It's going to require our endurance, our perseverance, and as we close out this year, in this election year, we're going to continue to be on this roller coaster. But as we go on this roller coaster, we need to celebrate our wins along the way. We celebrated all these honorees tonight. Those are the wins along the way. And we'll continue to celebrate and honor individuals who encourage us to keep building and striving towards the equitable society that we all deserve. Showing up is the first step in creating change, and you've already done that by being here tonight. I know that I'm standing in between you and the reception food tonight, so I will keep this short and just say thank you all for standing with us tonight. For those of you here in the ballroom, for those of you across the country online, good night, enjoy each other's company, and there's also a Costco item. Like I said, the West Coast is the best coast. You should check out the cozy Costco Kirkland items. They're one of a kind. Some of them are hard to get to. So one of our board members is Costco, and she was able to get some of those things for us. So just don't outbid me. Good night. Thank you for coming.
Okay, one more thing. The silent auction closes at 8:30 if you want to bid for those Kirkland items. No, you don't, okay. 8:30 is the time.
And one more housekeeping item, last one I promise. For honorees and our board and NAC members, please meet by the steps. We're going to do a couple of photos, so that would be great. Thank you. Thank you all. Good night. Enjoy each other's company.